Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel where I simplify the web, and in this video I'll be simplifying array destructuring, and I'll show you how to use it to easily extract values from an array and assign those values to variables. So I have this array here with 3 items: banana string, orange string, and apple string. Without using array destructuring, if I want to access any of these values and assign them to variables, I would have to use index positions. And as you know, in arrays in JavaScript, index positions start from 0. So banana has an index position of 0, this has an index of 1, and apple has an index of 2. So let's say I want to assign the first 2 items to variables. I'm going to call the first variable first fruit, and this will be array with the index position of 0. And I'm going to have second fruit, and I have array with the index position of 1. And I'm just going to log both of these to the console so you can see the result. I'll use Node to run this file. And you can see the first fruit is banana and the second fruit is orange. But here you notice that we used 2 lines just to create variables for the first 2 items. With array destructuring, we can destructure this array and directly select values that we want to assign to variables all in one line. And I'm going to show you how. So to destructure this array, I'm going to do constant square brackets equal to array. So to destructure this is going to follow the same order that it is here. For the first value in this array, I can call this first fruit. For the second value in the array, I can call this second fruit, and I can go on to do third fruit and fourth fruit if there are multiple values in the array. Now I'm going to log this again to the console, node test, and you can see this still gives banana and it still gives orange here. This is how array destructuring allows you to easily assign values in an array to variables. But there's more you can also do here. So this array has 3 values in it. But what if while destructuring we create 4 variables? Let's say we have third fruit here and we have fourth fruit here. I'm going to log all of this to the console, fourth fruit. Now when I run node test, you can see that the first fruit is banana, the second fruit is orange, the third fruit is apple, but the fourth fruit is undefined. While destructuring, when you create variables for items that are not in the array, you are going to get a default value of undefined. What if we only want to create variables for banana and apple and we don't want to create a variable for orange? Then you can do that while destructuring your arrays using trailing commas. So instead of passing a second fruit variable here, you can just clear this. So this would be a trailing comma, no variable declared here, and I'm going to remove this from the console and run that so you can see the result. So you can see the first fruit is banana and the third fruit is apple, and the second fruit variable does not exist. Another thing I want to show you is destructuring nested arrays. So let's say this array had an array inside of it, and here I can pass other fruits like pear and maybe cashew. So now we have this array, and in this array you have a nested array here. How do you destructure it? Well, still following the same order, you can destructure it like I'll show you now. So we have first fruit, we have third fruit, we skipped the second item here. Since the next value in the array is the nested array, then you can open another square bracket and then you can continue to destructure this. So I can call this fourth fruit, and I can call this fifth fruit, and I can have sixth fruit. I'm going to try to log all of this here, and when I come here, I'll clear the console and I run node test. You can see we have banana as the first fruit, the third fruit is apple since we skipped the second fruit, the fourth fruit is pear from the nested array, fifth fruit is cashew from the nested array, and the sixth fruit is undefined because, like I said again, this nested array only has 2 items, but we're trying to create variables for 3 items, so the last item is going to be undefined. Another thing you can do while destructuring arrays is that you can pass default values. Here this array has just 3 values, right? And we created a variable for the first and the third item. So what if we create another variable called fourth fruit? We can pass a default value of watermelon to this, and I'm also going to pass a default value of cashew. Default values are created using the equal sign when you declare the variable. I'm going to log first fruit, third fruit, and fourth fruit. Come here and I run node test. You can see the first fruit is banana. The third fruit, we assign a default value of cashew to it, but when we log it, instead of it showing cashew, it shows apple because it doesn't need the default value when it already has a value in the array. But in this fourth fruit doesn't have a value in the array here, so normally it would want to be undefined, but because we pass a default value to it here, which is watermelon, you can see that the result here is watermelon. Array destructuring allows you to easily work with arrays and easily assign values in the arrays to variables. If you enjoyed this video, kindly like, subscribe for more content, and also share.